Hello, beautiful souls. This is Maria Lupita Gurulé, and today I'm finally going to answer the question, what is a soul contract? What is a soul agreement? What is the difference? And why does it matter? So the first thing is a soul agreement is the agreements that we have between souls. So no matter the space, the time, or the distance, the people and other souls that we are intended to meet and work with are all being arranged on the other side. We have a really intricate process before we're even incarnate in this physical world of developing a plan of our incarnation before we're ever even born. As a soul, we determine with great assistance and support what we're going to become, who we're going to be born to, what experiences we're going to have, and all of the other souls that are going to be part of that path. If you can imagine the intricacy and the level of what that kind of system takes, taking into account everybody's microscopic choices, destiny, fate, and again, free will. So it is an intricate process of souls being in this material world. We are grand souls here to apply the moral values and learnings that we know on the other side. Some of us are here to be the catalysts, the ones that are playing their most difficult part, the ones that are making life hard. Those people in our lives that are the problem makers, or the ones that we blame, or the ones that we see as causing problems in our life, are actually the ones that are serving to show us part of our self that we are here to resolve. Those things that we find difficult in life are our shadow parts. Those shadow parts are called that because they lurk in the shadow. Those are the parts of us that are kind of suppressed and well hidden underneath, but also infuse its energy in almost everything that we choose and decide. So it's an intricate process that hopefully when we are here, we might have the guidance and assistance to be able to navigate. It's complicated. And luckily, there are enough people on the earth plane right now that are able to help guide the way. It is those great masters in the past that, like Jesus, have shown us the way, the truth, and the life, how to get there, how to actually apply all of these principles in the Christ consciousness. That is why we're here. So soul agreements are the things that we have agreed to while we are here incarnate in the body. Agreements with other souls that we are meant to be part of their journey, even if it is just a passerby. So for example, I was out of town yesterday and I live quite a distance from where supplies are accessible. So we have to stock up and load. And yesterday I was able to give this beautiful soul, somebody that we oftentimes overlook, but somebody who was panhandling outside of our local big box store. And so I didn't have small change, but instead I decided, well, give the guy $20. The young man was so happy and so excited. It reminded me of my own son. That's someone's son. That's someone out there that he in that moment had need. And I had the ability and the means. So why not? In that moment, he represented for me an aspect of myself. Why not give if we have? We have in such great abundance, and that when we give, we receive tenfold. And so who's to say that I did not have that predestined interaction with that beautiful soul from even before I was born, to kind of check in with myself of how am I doing with that energy? If giving and receiving is an equal balance and I am receiving, am I also giving? And when I am giving, am I open and allowing myself to receive? And when we give with our full heart, without any expectation of receiving in return, we almost always receive in tenfold. So that was a moment, an ability to check in with myself, this beautiful other soul that is oftentimes overlooked, that allowed me to really see myself. And in that moment, had a soul agreement to freely give. Soul agreements. A soul contract, on the other hand, it is the contract that you have as a soul coming into this human experience in the 3D world. It is your divine contractual agreement between you and God, you and the universe, you and you. All of these things that are here, that are currently showing up in your experience, is because somehow your soul has called it forth. When it feels like a negative experience, it's to help us understand that something that we are experiencing doesn't feel good, that is requiring us to pay attention to and change. Our feelings is a very highly attuned communication system from none other than our soul. Our soul communicates to us all the time, as does God and the universe, our angels, our guides, and everything. But we have to pay attention. It is a guidance system that is available to us by how we feel. So several videos I've put out there is always about checking in with ourselves. That's what mindfulness is. That's what presence is. That's what living in the now is. It means really paying attention. Everything is a message, a little thing, right? What is catching your attention? What is happening around you? What is trying to be let itself known? So contracts is our ability to come into this world as a soul and fulfill our life's purpose. And we know what that life purpose is by what excites us. I've already talked about that. How do we know when we're living the life we're meant to live? We will know by how it feels. And so we know that we are fulfilling our life's purpose, our soul's contract, our contract with nothing other than ourself and God, by how it feels. When life is not working, somehow we ourselves are blocking the process. So one of the things I had to learn how to do when I came back from my near-death experience, after applying the lessons of understanding how, as a soul, I did choose these things. Now, I did choose it. There is an intricate process of how souls choose their experience before we're born. It is a system that is so immense and intricate, it is beyond our comprehension. If you can imagine, there is a system that actually knows every soul by number and name and rank, knows every desire, every inclination, every intermoving, interworking layers of multiple things. And it also knows all of the different people that are also in alignment with that one particular project or thing or energy or vibration that we're meant to be part of. It is a living energy. It is what I call the sacred living library. That's also what's known as the Akashic Records. If you have a session with me, that's typically what I'm tapping into, is feeling all of that living, vibrating energy that exists all right now in the presence. And so a soul contract is the thing that we're here to do. I had my near-death experience because I went way off course. I was rejecting the inclinations and the callings of my soul. I knew I was meant to help people, but I didn't really fully know how. I knew it was supposed to be about helping and teaching and about understanding ourselves, but didn't know what that meant. So I did it in the best way possible, but there were some moments when I look back, when I felt these deep calling, but I rejected it and I turned it down, of course, out of fear of it not working, out of fear of, you name it. multiple fears. And the number one thing was about feeling that I wasn't going to be provided for by the universe. And so that was a huge amount of overcoming. Part of my soul's contract. Part of my contract of having to experience so that I can overcome it. And through my overcoming it, it's not about teaching others my way. It's about guiding a light into yourself so that maybe you can discover these things for yourself in a way that I was able to. So just being a beacon, just being a light to help perhaps guide a way that you can find within yourself those answers, because that's where the answers are, inside. And part of my facilitation in my work is to help discover what that is and to help get people back to their core, back to their soul's agreement, back to their soul's contracts, so that they can understand what you're here for and hopefully fulfill it. So a soul contract, one of the things that helped me get back on track was taking a deep experience of writing my very own eulogy. When I was really contemplating making some big changes, which meant not working for others, while also trying to overcome a belief that I could not work and support myself, that was a really challenging time. And in that moment, I had to really understand what that experience was all about. If I was not going to pursue what was in my heart, what would life look like? And so I took a moment and I wrote my eulogy from the position of not making that choice, not taking that leap of faith. And the outcome of it was devastating. It broke me open in a way that helped me see myself and my fears so that I could address them. I was devastated thinking that, oh my gosh, I had all of the courage to come into this human body, to experience all of the shit I experienced, pardon the expression, and then to never really have the courage to live the full life that I knew I could have. It was devastating. And this was after my near-death experience, mind you. When I was contemplating leaving working for somebody else to open up this practice and service so that I could provide these videos and other workshops I'm developing and courses and all of these different things, holding on to working for somebody else out of fear devastated me. So from that experience, I was able to really come back to my original source, to come back to that thing that fed my soul, to come back to the thing that made me feel my best, which was helping others, and also learning how to develop a process to trust the process of life. That's why I have this tattoo. The word on the bottom here says trust, and that helps me to understand that I am in this cooperative energy with God and the universe, and I'm not in it alone, and I'm also in it with all you beautiful souls, and that we're in it together. And I do have the support. Took a long time to get there. Those are big concepts. And when we're not feeling good, those are really, really big things to try to overcome and wrap our head around. So if you get it, you get it. If you don't, give it some time. There's just some development of other understandings that need to come before this big thing. That's all. If there are some things that I say that really rub you the wrong way, it's just because it's said out of order in the place of your own growth process. So for me, the first time that I heard that I was responsible for everything in life after my near-death experience, it would always set me into such an anger place because I couldn't understand it until I did. It takes a process. The second thing that was really most difficult for me was a magnet that used to say leap and the net would appear. And I used to get so frustrated with that and thinking, well, how? And if I jump, what if it doesn't? Who's going to put the net? How is the net going to get there? What if it doesn't? Wasn't trusting. And so from that place, I had to understand that there is something great and divine that is within me, and that net will appear because I say so. Not because I, the small I, but that God spark, that Holy Spirit, that great I am that is within me is going to be the one to put that net. And that also took a huge process of understanding. That was also part of my soul's contract, to understand these intricate things so that I could experience it for myself and begin to relay that to another. Soul contracts is the thing that we're here to do. Oftentimes, it's the one thing that we also resist because it's the one thing that we feel is most important. The things that we feel are most important to us are the things that we hold on tightest to, and those are the things that we allow the least to flow. But those are the things that require us to flow the most, to relax into it. I call it just release and surrender. And releasing and surrender does not look like fear. Releasing and surrender finally helps us understand that there is something greater and bigger than ourselves within us and around us that wants to work with us cooperatively. The universe is efficient and it conspires in our favor, doing all of the intricate work, moving mountains for us, aligning the people, rearranging things as long as we get out of the way. When we try to hold on to and say, no, that's the only way that this is going to get done. When they know a higher and better and faster, more efficient way. The universe is efficient and conspires in our favor to allow life to work for life. And we are part of life. We're not separate. It's not out there, away from us. It's right here. So soul contracts is understanding what we're here to do, the thing that drives us, the thing that gives us the greatest joy, the ideas we've always had, but maybe let go of way from the past. It's the thing that we feel most excited about, the thing we look forward to spending our time with and in and for. And who? Those are the things that call our attention. That is the guidance of what your contract is. When life stalls out and feels like it's not working, we're getting in the way somehow and we're resisting it somehow. Maybe we have some really bad habits and the way that we think or the way that we feel that we need to clear. Things that we might need to heal that are blocking that new perception from coming in. So it's a process and it happens. So there is a big difference. Agreements are the things that we are meant to do. Agreements are part of the contract. That's the best way to describe it. So for example, I'm on contract with our New Mexico Department of Health to bring a program that's all about teaching people skills on managing chronic conditions. Life skills. I love it. It's amazing. And I'm on contract and I have a very specific set of things that I'm supposed to do. And if I don't meet those deliverables, I am not meeting the right criteria of my contract. And if I don't meet the criteria of my contract, I don't get paid. And they most likely will not contract with me again. There's repercussions of me following through with my contract or not. So it is exactly the same with our soul. It's a contract that we have of what we're here to do. And there are multiple agreements within it. Agreements for things we're meant to do. Agreements for the people we're meant to meet, no matter the space, the time, or the distance. No matter for how long or extended the connection or relationship is, or no matter how brief and short-lived it may be. There is agreements for everything. And it is all part of our contract. And the best way to flow with it is to relax into it. Release and surrender. Listen to the guidance. Feel it from within. And allow yourself to make those microscopic changes as they arise. Problems are not problems unless we resist the guidance. Problems only become problems when we don't understand its guidance. When it feels like it's a negative thing, it's because it's indicating some kind of change that's coming, and we just don't like change. But as I've said, if we just accept that there's always going to be some kind of problem, you just get to pick the problems you want. There's great joy in problems. One of the problems I have is having enough time to get these videos out fast enough. But that's an enjoyable problem because I really enjoy making these videos. So hopefully that can begin to open up our mind and expand that, yeah, I have a problem because I have so much I want to say and share, but not enough time in which to do it. That's a great problem to have. So sometimes our problems can be really good. And for me, it serves as a motivator to keep serving more. So that being said, thank you for allowing me another ranting and raving of all of this NDE wisdom that I've learned. These are things I've learned about living through dying. And may I just be able to pass that on. And if it guides the light to you, that's great. If it rubs you the wrong way, circle back around to it at some other time. None of this is ever meant for harm, only for the intentions of understanding and good. So I wish you all the very best. Blessings. Until next time. Hopefully it won't take me so long for the next video. Thank you.